Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Your existence is not impossible.
But it is also not very likely.
Good morning, Night Vale.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning Night Vale. My name is Meg Bashwiner.
And I'm Symphony Sanders.
And me, I'm Hal Lublin. And welcome to Good Morning Night Vale, the show where people from Night Vale listen to Night Vale and then talk about Night Vale for fans of Night Vale.
And this episode is episode 16, The Phone Call. The description of which is, Cecil receives a cryptic phone call from someone who is very close. Plus, a new business plan at the Daily Journal, an important list from the Sheriff's Secret Police, and improvements at the public library. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. This is the episode where we first hear Carlos's voice.
Or do we?
It's Jeffrey. Got you. Tricked you.
It was back before we knew any voice actors other than Cecil Baldwin. No.
Before Dylan existed.
Yes, Dylan was born on February the 1st, 2013. This was back before we knew how to do any of this stuff. So Jeffrey was just like, I'm a person. I could do this. Jeffrey did a great job. He read things very loudly and clearly. I think that's always a good test of acting is, can you hear me?
Do I know what those words are?
Yep. And and then later they were able to remedy by hiring Dylan Marron to play Carlos, but that day was not today.
I do remember on Tumblr his post when it was recast or about it being recast. Mm-hmm. And, it strikes me I don't think anybody committed a crime. So I'm hesitant to be speak up in anybody's defense because I don't think it's something that needs defending. I think it was something that needed to be corrected, which was corrected. But it sort of speaks to how we are evolving and becoming more aware of the world around us, and the people who are willing to either evolve and change or make sure that their actions are meeting up with their mindset are the people who will help society equalize in some way. I feel like am I talking in circles? Did that make sense?
No, it's about making sure that representation is there in whatever form or media that we put out there, and making sure that certain populations aren't cast incorrectly or cast in a different way. But this wasn't even a casting decision. It was just like, this is the only people that are doing this.
Right.
And the guys have always been like really good about paying their actors. And, this was just a thing that they were doing. And they're like, well, let's just do this thing. And then when they got the wherewithal to fix it, they did. And that was awesome. So I say huzzah to that.
And thank goodness they didn't cast Angelina Jolie like they were going to.
Or Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, that's right. Damn it. I fucked up my own joke. I'm tired, everybody. I'm sorry. Just imagine it was Scarlett Johansson that I said, except for that Meg said it.
Yeah, I was there to help you out by making you feel bad.
I'm just going to take a nap. No, you fixed it. I appreciate it.
Pick it up, put it down. That's what we're here to do. So pick it up, put it down. That's what we're here. Exactly. You can fix it. That's what you can do. That's one of the good things about this, is that they were able to, when the character of Carlos became more prominent and had more voice on the show, we were able to find an excellent actor to voice Carlos that even has perfect teeth and hair.
He does.
He really does. We're going to talk to him later. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
No spoilers, but you're being spoiled that this episode is going to have an interview with Dylan Marron in it.
I do love the comedy of Cecil fawning. This is like probably my favorite Cecil performance to date on the show. Just like, I love the way he plays this, and it's delivered so well, and you get such a strong sense of what's going on. Like, it's just that voice acting is so strong. It conveys everything it needs to convey. It makes the jokes pop really well. It's just a great testament to how fantastic a performer Cecil is.
Yeah, Cecil really, we've already seen like he's starting to round out the character, right, in the world that he's in, and this person and how they feel. And now you're really getting a clearer view, because, you see someone doing a job and they're like, okay, this is how I do my job. But when it starts to become on a personal level, you really do get to see all these, like, him giddy like a schoolgirl, truly.
Yeah. Yeah, he has this big shift in tone that he uses when talking about this phone call that lets us know that there's something there besides journalism in his voice. I have a theory, my fan theory about Cecil is that he lived a very quiet, stoic, professional life before Carlos, and he didn't really see Carlos coming, I don't think. And so I think that speaks to his giddiness and his not so much lack of professionalism, but the bringing of his personal life to the show is that he was not prepared for how much he would be swept up in Carlos.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. And he just likes him so much. It's so nice. And especially because when he recounts the conversation, Carlos is really talking about something very, very serious. Something that he's found out that is scientifically very strange and could affect everyone in the town. And all Cecil can think about is that he's being trying to be really cool, and he's like, oh my God. And then I know I've literally had this conversation. I feel like we were just having this conversation earlier talking about dates, but you're like, oh my God. And then he did this and it was so great. And the things that happen, you're brushing over the actual thing that you were discussing. It wasn't even, it was a much more serious topic. Also, what is Armagnac?
Armagnac is like it's like a winey, boozy, liqueur-y thing.
Oh, I like wine.
Is it? Well, I'm going to look it up now. But it's like a liqueur. I think, yeah, it's a liqueur. I like it. Armagnac is it's a brandy.
Oh.
It's produced.
Yeah, I imagine it was like cognac.
Yeah, it's a brandy that's from southwest France.
Oh, fancy. She fancy. Yeah. So that I get that, because he was being really fancy and he's like, oh. But yeah, this whole thing, this through line runs throughout the whole episode, even after Carlos called. And then, the very serious things. He's like, please tell all of your listeners, this is wrong. This is wrong. After a very mysterious visit from the man in the tan jacket, he's like, all he can think of is that they're going on a date. It's not even the other stuff with time, which, by the way, there's less time in Night Vale, right? Is that what it's saying?
The rest of the world is taking more time to do the same amount.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
No,
so
time is slowing down. In Night Vale, time is slower. So it would be at just to 1 year in Night Vale would be 10 years somewhere else. Like in the movie Interstellar.
Yes.
When they head down to the surface of the planet and then they for 90 seconds, they stop to he has to go rescue Amy Adams or whoever. I can't remember the other people in that movie. I think it's Amy Adams, right? Isn't she in that?
I can't remember if it's her. That's not the Sandra Bullock one. Anyway.
No, whoever it is, when they get back to the ship, the crewmate who stayed there is significantly older because they took a little bit of time. So time moved a lot slower on the surface of that planet than it did everywhere else. That's where we'd be heading towards, a real interstellar situation in Night Vale.
And it doesn't help that the clocks are hollow.
That's true.
Or filled with that gross, that widged me out. Like the gray, fuzzy, kind of squishy thing that's in some of the backs. Oh, that really made me hork a little bit. It made me a little barfy.
Can I take us back to the beginning of the episode and the Daily Journal is going to be killing news blockers with hatchets? What do you guys think about the rise of the internet reporter? I know I'm saying this at least 10 years too late. I sound like a Time magazine article from 2006. The rise of the internet reporter, but this idea that, the internet's democratized information. In some ways, that's great. In other ways, it's horrifying because you can claim to be a reporter without doing any of the required journalistic, you know what I mean? You can just call yourself a reporter. I have a blog where I report the news.
Yeah, well, you don't adhere to the standards and ethics of journalism and have training in the procedures of journalism, which is important. It's important to what journalism is that it is an art and as well as being a science.
You just get a lot of people with a bunch of hot takes.
Yeah, it's the fusion of hot takes and actual reporting and news that makes things blurry, where it's like, this is this person's opinion, which is great. Opinions are wonderful, but opinions are not facts. Opinions are not nuanced research journalism. They're what someone feels, which is great. Feelings are wonderful, but feelings are not a way to categorize public record. They're not a way to do investigations, to shine the light on things. Even just looking at Ronan Farrow. Ronan Farrow is a trained journalist and does investigatory reporting. And then people do hot takes about what Ronan Farrow does, So it's
yes,
it's annoying.
It's annoying. I think that there's room for both, but I think that it's muddy waters that could stand from being clarified.
Yeah, I agree. Because then you have all this confusion because people are taking just because something's been published as a fact because people are too dumb to know, not too dumb, but just either don't have the information to know that that's not necessarily something that's been researched very well, or it's just an accounting of what someone else said, just basically hearsay, instead of actual journalistic work.
They're weighed the same. They're like, this article from the New York Times says this thing, and then this opinion piece on InfoWars says this thing. I guess they're both the same. It's not. Yeah, they're not. They don't bear the same weight. They don't hold the same water, but they sometimes are given the same amount of value.
Right.
Because frogs were not made gay by water. Alex Jones.
No, this podcast made them gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to made them gay.
We're making
Welcome
frogs.
to Night Vale is the gay agenda, and this episode is where the gay agenda really gets started with the love affair.
Just hella gay.
And I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with that. The gayer the better, the more the merrier.
That's why I don't have a boyfriend, because I spend too much time with gay people. And I can't recognize a straight man. I'm not bothered by them. I'm unbothered by straight men, so I...
You don't have time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
In the future, everyone will be gay.
And beige.
And beige, yeah. So just a bunch of like light-eyed beige people who are all gay.
That's the future I want to live in.
I think we're going to miss it, though, unless we live forever.
I told you, vampirism.
The ongoing theme on Good Morning Night Vale about whether we should choose vampirism. It's the ultimate pro-life stance. It's just pro the most life.
Remember when Wham wore those T-shirts that said "Choose Vampirism"?
Yeah, that's good. I wish I had that T-shirt right now. So, can we talk about the list?
Yes, let's talk.
Yes.
Let us talk about the list.
Which ultimately, they tell you like you have to memorize it, and like any sort of transposition or missing of anything could really just fuck you up. But then at the end, they're like, the list isn't really going to help you. If something terrible is going to happen, it's going to happen anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, my personal interpretation of this, did anyone take standardized tests when they were?
Yes.
Yep.
And on the standardized tests, was there a section where they were like, remember what this word is? And they'd be like, they'd give you a made-up word, and then they'd say it was a real word. Does anyone remember that? They'd be like, a Tristan is a ladder. A Clort is a white flower. And then you had to like later remember that. So that reminded me of this. And then later in your life, you don't actually need to know any of that shit, but...
No, you do not.
You're standardized tested on it. And I remember that stuff. And like, I couldn't tell you like what's in the Magna Carta, but I can tell you that like Clort is a white flower.
Yeah, I mean, clearly this list is a test of obedience.
Yeah.
So if somebody's truly obedient and a model citizen, they'll remember the list, even though it won't save you at all later on. I mean, yeah, they talk about the neighborhood watch just to sort of tie it in to something that happens later in the episode. The government's spying on you all the time. I love this segment. This is my favorite segment of the episode. That idea of like the neighborhood watch is actually here to watch the neighborhood. So leave your shades open. Make sure you speak clearly.
Right. It's like you're being monitored all the time. Although, I don't know about you, but when I walk around and someone has their shades open, you're asking me to look in your house. And I'm gonna. I want to see how you've decorated. I want to see what's going on. Are you watching a show? I'm going to watch it too. I might just
what show is it that you're watching?
Stand out here on the sidewalk.
It's Jeopardy time. Are we watching Jeopardy? Are we going to play along together?
You just hear someone
Let me in your home.
yell. You just hear someone yell from like outside. You're like, what is banana pudding? I don't know what that could possibly be the answer to, but
yes,
it would be right.
What is a delicious pudding with bananas in it?
What is banana pudding?
Correct.
I'm usually very good at Jeopardy, by the way.
Are you?
Good at the trivias.
Do you like going to bar trivia?
No, because I don't leave my home, Hal.
But if you did.
But if I did, I think I would. I want to go to a trivia night. That'd be fun. I went to one trivia one time, but it was like sexy trivia. And I found out that they were like, oh, see, I don't even want to talk about this because it's gross. Moving on. Moving on. Let's talk about the library improvements. Oh,
I'm way more interested in whatever the sexy trivia was at
it was
this point.
about when the P goes in the V, what shape is it? Like, does it go like straight? Is it wiggly? Or does it curve? Or whatever.
That sounds more like a survey than a trivia question.
No, it's actually, it curves like a boomerang. It goes like a boomerang style.
Well, there you go.
I always thought it was just like straight in there, you know? But you got business up in there.
The more you know.
Let's talk about the library improvements.
Let's talk about those library improvements. So they've improved the library, and good for them.
Like they put a door on it.
They put a door on it. Yeah, this section I think is hilarious. They play the whole game of the library and it being having a bunch of weird things in it and it being a dangerous place. And then the last one is just, finally, the children's section is getting beanbag chairs.
I think that's great. I would have loved beanbag chairs in my library.
Yep.
Did you guys go to the library a lot when you were kids?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a family activity. Like me, my mom, my brother. My dad would never go. He'd be watching the footballs. So we would go to the library and spend, I don't know, a couple hours there figuring out books. I would always lose books, though. My mom would get really mad. I know they charge you like 13 cents a week or something, but it adds up. I think I still owe the Gurney Library like $40.
We should check in on that.
They've probably forgiven it.
Yeah, the records got lost in the fire.
That I set.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's some fun improvements to the library. There's some librarian repellent, which is good. We have the more development of the library as the horrifying place. Again, it's the theme that we've been running through. The whole concept of Night Vale is that the mundane is extraordinary and the extraordinary is mundane, and librarians are terrifying.
Yeah. I like the idea of make yourself bigger than the librarian.
Right.
Those tips, those wilderness tips.
Is that what you do with bears?
I don't think you should. I think maybe it's a dog thing.
Well, because one of them you're supposed to get small, one of them you're supposed to get big.
It's a real Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, one pill makes you small. I think we probably should look that up and then not confuse them.
Right. Because if you get big and a fucking bear is swatting at you.
But another time.
No, I'm pretty sure a bear would just like murder. You should just like avoid bears at all costs.
They're like the Noid. You avoid them. Another great Sterling reference that all the kids will get.
Noid. That's for Domino's, right?
Yeah, that's right. See, kids, Domino's used to have a mascot that was the Noid. It was a guy in a rabbit suit, and we did not like him because he ruined pizzas. So if you ordered Domino's, somehow that was better.
Right,
it was
I know.
Very
like,
confusing
their
time.
pizzas were garbage, but now they're better, I guess.
It was definitely thought up by a bunch of people on cocaine who thought it made a ton of sense. It did not.
All advertising in the 80s.
Exactly.
I mean, think just that Micro Machines guy. He didn't talk that fast, just regular. No, cocaine.
Just on cocaine. Do you want to explain that ad? You actually wound up going, well, I guess it's not less obscure than mine. It's
really?
as obscure.
Yeah, no. Micro Machines. And like the guy, it would almost be like a disclaimer, but he'd be like, but he'd be saying words instead of just word salad.
Yeah, he was a world record speed talker.
Was he ever tested for doping?
Yes, they thought he was a huge dope. But he still has the record. And nobody can take that away.
Oh, still?
Let's go ahead and say yes, still.
Yeah.
Let's speak with authority about this esoteric subject.
Well, it's just like, what? Talking about things that are, look, what's the use of that? Like, world speed talker, I guess, to get you some Micro Machines commercials, but then other than that, like, what are you going to use that for?
Being an auctioneer, being like, going once, going to a good, this guy, lady over here. That was my impression of an auctioneer. Thank you.
That was great. Great auctioneering.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So let's talk about how the conversation gets to. So we hear about the man in the tan jacket and the Carlos calls that we get, and then we get to. They have a date. They get off the phone, and then Cecil is calling it a date because Carlos is like, we need to get together because I know you have contacts with like the mayor. We need to figure this out. And Cecil's like, oh, a date? Sure. So yeah, I love that he's like misreading those signals, but also is super excited about a date and the expectations that are set out there. It reminds me of some of me trying to play it cool on some first dates and then failing pretty epically at that. I think it's pretty relatable. There was one first date that I went on, which I was like so excited about. I was like so into this dude for a really long time. And then like he was like engaged and then like he stopped being engaged. And like the second he stopped being engaged, I poked him on Facebook because that's the class act that I am. And we chatted for a bit and then we decided to go on a date. And within the first like minute of our first date, I was getting out of my car and I was smoking a cigarette because I was trash. And I set my hair just like directly on fire.
Yes. Like all of it or just like a little bit? Was it noticeable?
Well, I mean, I was like, my fucking hair's on fire. Hi, nice to meet you. Like I'm trying to find the cherry of the cigarette that's stuck in my hair and like to put it out.
Your human Farrelly Brothers movie.
Yeah. I thought that like I'm going to walk up to this date. He's going to know I'm cool. I'm smoking. Obviously, I'm getting out of my car that I drive, and I'm able to smoke a cigarette. And like the wind, and like I had long straight hair that I'd straightened, super special for the date. And like the wind came and just like went right into my cigarette and just.
God, yes.
Don't smoke, guys. That's one of the reasons. What
the hazards of smoking.
Well, actually, when I quit smoking. The last cigarette I ever smoked, like when I really quit 7 years ago, it set my hair on fire that time too. And I was like, this is it. This is definitely it. This is definitely it.
Yep, cigarette lights your hair on fire once. Shame on the cigarette. Cigarette lights your hair on fire twice. Shame on you.
Yeah. Did you ever have it like you ash out the window and then it would fly in the back window and it then starts setting your back seat on fire? I definitely had that happen.
Yeah.
I don't smoke anymore.
Yeah. Oh, that's why everyone Juuls now or vapes, because then there's no fire and you don't have to worry about being on fire.
Right.
You just have to worry about like wet lung
and charging your vape pen.
Yeah, when you're at the airport, you need to plug in your phone, and somebody's got their vape pen plugged in instead. Like smokers always find a way. They always find a way.
But that is also why I carry extra external battery, because I don't want to be huddled amongst all those sad people at the pods of like plugs. I'm just like, ugh, I can't be bothered. When one person has like 17 things plugged in and a like little extender, you're like, fuck you, bro. Go home. Also, the man in the tan jacket, he mind wipes Carlos, no? Just a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, something happens there where Carlos can't quite remember what he was talking about.
But he still does remember the thing about the time part, you know, about times, asking the listeners about that. So he must have like taken part of that out of his brain. I don't know what it is about this man in the tan jacket. Like, we talked about this obviously when we talked about the episode, but it gets more and more mysterious. You're like, what is it a power that he has? Is he just so plain and forgettable? You know, but like people are losing other parts of their memory. It's not just their memory of him. It's their memories of other things too, no?
Yes, apparently. I think that Carlos solves something big and then that just gets right erased and he's just left fumbling about time.
He's lucky that that's all that happened.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
And he didn't disappear or something, right?
Yeah. Or get worked over with a pipe or whatever.
Maybe he's one of those like mind suckers. I don't know what the term is. Damn it. Like maybe he's like an alien type thing where he like sucks out people's like memories and stuff. I watch a lot of supernatural shows.
Or like in Men in Black with the thing, the
yes.
little pen
The
thing.
neuralizer?
Yeah. Oh, maybe he is a man instead of a man in black, he's a man in tan jacket. Did we just fucking blow this wide open?
I think we did.
Yeah.
I think it's been blown wide open.
Is the man in tan Jack? Won't let you remember. Yeah, it is Will Smith.
Or do you think it'd be Will Smith or Tommy Lee Jones? I think it'll be Tommy Lee Jones.
Sure.
But didn't he go get his memory wiped?
Yes. At the end of the first Men in Black, he wipes his own memory.
And then
he comes back.
Goes to Night Vale. Oh, okay. I didn't see Men in Black 2. Maybe Night Vale is just Men in Black 2. Or Men in Black 1.5.
It probably is.
Yes.
MIB 1.5 coming this summer to a podcast. Up next, we've got a conversation with everybody's favorite, Dylan Marron. But first, a conversation about this episode's weather, which was Those Days Are Gone and My Heart Is Breaking by Barton Carroll. Thoughts?
I love the little folky storytelling song.
Yeah, It was beautiful.
It was so sad, though. I felt very sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty sad. Yeah.
Yeah, it was impactful music. And it was another one that, one of the second time for me, where it felt like this ties in emotionally to the episode, even if it's not a song about like two people making phone calls and dates, which is the song I tried to submit as the weather to this episode. It was turned down.
Rejected.
I think they went the right way.
Yeah, but I enjoy a storyline in a song. I almost said a musical. Girl, really? I always enjoy a story in a song. And this was kind of like an epic, like you're talking about throughout his life. And like he had this relationship with this lady who had a baby, and then he couldn't do that. So he left. And then, she ended up marrying somebody else, and he took the baby now has the guy's name. That would be just very difficult as a person. You know what I mean? And I don't know what person this song technically, well, if it's actually him, or whatever. I don't know Burton Carroll's life, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna.
I don't know your life, Barton Carroll.
But I think it's very sad and very, there's lots of things that happens in people's lives, and you just keep moving on through, and that's a lot of what Night Vale's about, I think. So it kind of fits for me.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily into the story exactly, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I tried to do a little research about the performer, Burton Carroll, and I didn't turn up too much about this person's life. They make music. They are a folk musician, Burton Carroll, and they're from North Carolina. So I was able to pick up that. They have an active Twitter account. That was really all I got in the deep dive. I think that this is a fictional song. I think it's some fictional storytelling based on my research, but
Okay.
I can't speak for sure because
Good detective work.
Yes,
We like
thank
it.
you. I did a quick Google search. I'm a journalist. Thank you.
Read all about it on your blog.
I challenge Barton Carroll to come on here and tell us whether it was a true story or a fictional story. But either way, we liked it.
Yeah, I really dug it.
Thumbs up. As many thumbs as you have.
Yes, all the thumbs are up for you, Barton Carroll.
Thanks for being the weather. Thanks for being a pal.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
All right, so with us, we have the wonderful voice of Carlos, Dylan Marron. And I say that with a controversial tone because in this episode, there's another voice of Carlos in this episode that we're talking about.
Yeah.
But
I know. Scandalously, it's not me.
we're here to talk about you. So Dylan,
Good.
Dylan, thank you. So you did a re-listen to the episode.
I did. I had not listened to it since it... that's not true. I was about to say I hadn't listened to it since it came out. But the truth is, I hadn't listened to it... I think I was like a few months behind when it first started. So I probably hadn't listened to it since like late 2013.
What was your awareness of it initially? Like, I want to, obviously we're going to get to you actually being cast in it, but up until that point.
So I was aware of it as this thing that my friend at the time, Jeffrey, and my friend Cecil, or my like fellow ensemble member of the Neo-Futurists, I was aware that it was a project they were working on, and I really didn't know Joseph too well at that time. He was just like a person who I'd met and who I really, really liked, but I didn't really have too many opportunities to get to know him. So I knew that there was like this other project going on, but I was so new to this theater company at the time that like everything was such a blur. And I was just like kind of taking it all in. I think I started listening to episodes, and it was also around the time of the summer that it like started kind of blowing up, and I was like, oh my God, like this is a big, big deal. And so I was aware of it and I loved it. Just being wowed that friends that I knew could make something like that, you know?
Yeah. Right.
And yeah, that was my awareness of it.
And what was your life like at that time? Like, what were you doing? Where were you at?
What was I doing? Where was I at?
You were just a youth in New York?
I was just a youth. I was 5 years old. I had fresh out of kindergarten. And I was like, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And no, what was I doing? So at that time, I was in my first year with the Neo-Futurists. I had just met the guy who would be my husband, which is Todd.
Aww.
And it was like, that was like such a beautiful summer because it was like that first summer. And so we were like falling in love with each other, which was, you know, a beautiful time. It's still a beautiful time, but like that first summer is really special. And I was waiting tables at a vegan restaurant that's now closed called Angelica Kitchen. And
R.I.P.
R.I.P. It was so good. Oh, and I was filming a web series at the time. It's funny, like, that summer, or like the summer I started listening to Night Vale, so this is like summer of 2013. I don't know, like I had just turned 25, so I like didn't know what the world was going to hold, but I was so happy waiting tables and working with the New York Neo-Futurists that I was like, and I don't mean this as a joke, but I was like, I want to do this forever. You know, like I want to wait tables and I want to work with the Neo-Futurists forever. And I think it was my first time being surrounded by artists. So to bring it back to Night Vale, so to know that at that time, like friends of mine were making something that I just like personally thought was really cool and I found really entertaining and fascinating. I was just like, oh my God, I am among artists. I feel so special, you know?
Yeah, when you're feeling that creative juice, like, flowing, and it inspires you too, right?
Oh my God, yeah. I was like, I really remember thinking like this forever. You know, like I had my like, I really am not joking, but like I had my schedule set up at the restaurant and it was like so perfect. Every night that I wasn't working with the Neo-Futurists, I was waiting tables and I was like, this is the life. Do you know what I mean?
It was definitely a tender time. Yeah, I remember being in the Neo-Futurists with you at the time, and it was so great. And yeah, and I felt like you were really developing your voice as an artist during that time.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that today. Like, for all of us, and everyone has a different journey, but it takes so long to develop your voice as an artist, meaning like, and it's so frustrating because when you're at that age, or I don't want to link it to a certain number because some people are at different levels and there's no race is what you kind of realize in the end. But when you're at that stage of development, there is so much you have yet to learn about who you are, or like what kind of things you want to make. And what's extremely frustrating about it is you like know what you want to make, but you don't have the tools to articulate it. Do you know what I mean? Like you see the seeds in your mind, but you don't have the ability to fully express it just yet. And it's a really beautiful thing in retrospect, but in the moment you're like, oh, I just want to do these things that I want to do, you know?
Yeah, it can be really frustrating not being able to fully realize something. But I think those seeds, like you put it, sometimes it takes a while for you to develop that idea, right?
Oh, yeah.
And like, you know, because I remember when we were on tour, like a while ago, when you made that video of us, I think the 2-month long.
Oh yeah, the stop motion video.
Yeah, the stop motion video. And then after that, you did every single word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was kind of like that.
Oh yeah.
For you.
I think it takes time. It takes time for all of us. I don't know. What about you guys? When do you think that you guys became little artist queens? Am I allowed to ask questions on this?
Sure.
Yeah, please.
Okay, great.
This isn't your podcast, Mary.
You're on a short leash,
So
counselor.
tell me why you wrote that.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I guess my question for you guys, well, at first I was going to be like, ask the huge, like, open-ended question of like, what was your evolution? But then we'd all be here for 17 hours. But I guess this was summer of 2013, but can everyone talk about what they were doing in summer of 2013? I want to hear.
Ooh. Night Vale wasn't quite popular yet. It was about to be, so it was about to blow up. I was working as an insurance agent. I was working with the Neo-Futurists. I was living with Joseph Fink in a very tiny, very gross apartment.
Did you like being an insurance agent?
No. Well, I liked helping people because that was fun. Like it was helping them navigate a difficult time. I worked in insurance claims and I was kind of like a customer advocate. So it was nice being able to help people navigate through something that was confusing. But it was a 9 to 5 and it was a company that there wasn't really the opportunity to have any growth in.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do that. So I got to eventually stop doing that because of Night Vale. So thank you, everyone.
Yes, we
Thanks,
did it.
Night Vale.
It was Hal and Symphony.
I think I was doing fitness a lot. I had just transitioned into doing personal training and group exercise full time, and acting. I was in a few regional theater shows.
Yes.
That's why I transitioned to doing fitness full time, because I was like, I need something that's going to pay my bills while I try to be an artist queen.
Yes.
And so I was pursuing that. I think that's actually the first year that I went on a tour, because I did a show about the military, and we traveled all around the country.
I love.
That was pretty fun.
But you were acting for a long time before that, right?
Oh, yeah. Since I was a wee baby child. I was, I actually, one of my major injuries was on stage, on the stage, during Peter Pan.
Ah.
When I was in junior high.
Were you Peter?
No.
Wendy.
I was one of the Indians. Can you believe it?
You were Wendy?
No, one of the Indians in Neverland.
Oh, in Neverland.
Like Tiger Lily.
Oh, yes.
Help the Lost Boys and all that stuff.
Yes.
And I ripped my toe open on a smoke machine.
What a way to go, though.
I know.
On a smoke machine, my favorite.
And I was so upset that I couldn't perform in that night show.
Oh.
Well,
I know those devastations. Like,
Yeah.
at the time, you're like, nothing is bigger than this.
Like, I have to make this show.
Yeah.
I've got to dance,
No, I know that feeling. I know.
What
that
about you,
feeling,
Alligator?
2013, Thrilling Adventure Hour was not peaking, but certainly reaching a peak. So we were.
Yeah, you were a podcast queen.
I was a podcast queen. Yeah, it was, it's odd. I look back and think a lot has changed and nothing has changed, because I have the same day job that I had then. I've gotten to do more stuff. I get to travel with Night Vale sometimes. Every once in a while, the Thrilling Adventure gang gets together and does things. But that, I'm at an age now where I know what I want to do. And I know more and more specifically what I want to do. And that's been sort of the gift of where I've come from. It's been a lot of, in the time I've been performing, just sort of wherever the wind takes me. And I'm just happy to be doing something. And whatever I'm doing in that moment is the next big thing. So one of the things I've learned is to have as many things as possible going on at a time. And that makes me very, very happy. The days are full. But at that time, I could not have imagined what I would have gotten to do in the 5 years since, but I was really grateful for everything that was happening then. I was getting to travel, and a lot of dream and wish fulfillment was happening at that time.
Yeah.
And I had met Jeffrey and Joseph that spring at the Bell House, and then I would get to do my first live show that fall.
Oh my God.
Memories
Mems.
of our love and our lives.
Mems.
So this episode, Dylan, Carlos is in, but it is voiced by someone who is not you.
Who is not me.
As a huge affront to you.
Yeah.
Jeffrey traveled back in time and was like, how can I offend Dylan?
I know. And he found a way.
As an honor to that, let's talk about when you were cast as Carlos.
Yeah.
What was that like? What was your experience of joining the fold?
So I was cast in Carlos. They cast a die, and they threw me in, and they said, "This is you now." So I was cast as Carlos in December. No, it was October of 2013, and it was kind of fortuitous because I was getting a new phone, and they had just given me my new phone, and I think the first thing I programmed was mail, and the very first piece of mail that came up in real time was Jeffrey asking me to play Carlos. And yeah, that was October of 2013, and he was like, you got to keep this a secret until December 19th, which is when your first live show is going to be. And I was like, love. And then I said yes, and I was so excited, and I don't know, it was like the beginning of a really huge and wonderful journey for me. I really loved being part of it.
Was it hard to keep it a secret?
Yes. Yeah, it was. I think I remember posting on Facebook, like, I was like, Jeffrey, what is okay to post? And I ran copy by him, and I was like, I posted, I'm going to be part of Welcome to Night Vale, without details of like what. And this was private Facebook. I wasn't on Twitter, like Instagram was a thing that I had maybe posted on like 3 times in the last 2 years, and he was like, yeah, you can post that on Facebook. And I did. And, yeah, the rest is history, and it's printed in stone at the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
There's a whole section that's called Dylan Cast as Carlos. It's the wing.
Really large. It's like 5 rooms, which is...
It's 5 rooms, yeah. The whole building is Dylan in 2013, so that's why 5 rooms are,
Appropriate.
Dylan Cast as Carlos. Yeah.
And then I remember, in 2014, you started coming on tour with us. We did our first real tour of the West Coast, and we were all so confused about how to do that. And you were there for some of those shows. And...
Yeah, it was so fun. It was like such a special time. It was like, oh dear, my phone just fell. Yeah, we were also such new little bunnies.
Figuring out what the world was.
Yeah. And then the world was like, this is it. And we were like, okay, we figured it out. And then we left. And we were like, we know everything.
How did it, that initial involvement and even going out on tour, you talked about where you were in 2013, you're waiting tables, you're doing neo-futurist, you're like, I wanted this forever. If this were at Dainu, as we say, as my people say, Dainu, that would be enough. But then, Night Vale, as it always does, it sort of kicks things into another level.
Yeah.
So what was that journey like for you? At what point were you like, oh, things have changed and I don't think they're going to change back?
The honest answer is like things felt like they changed when I was on tour, because tour is like this like other world. But things always felt like they changed back right when I got back from tour.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Sure.
Because it was this thing that it was like, because Night Vale wasn't my full-time job in the sense that I was joining on tours, and I really loved being on tours. And if I was given the offer of being on tour full-time for the rest of like my life, I would have been like, yes. And like, as long as I get to keep my night shifts at my restaurant, like the happiness that brought me. So I wanted to like have the restaurant travel with us so I could work night shifts around. Yeah, I don't know, like going on tour was this outrageous, incredible experience, and I really loved being part of it. And then I always had a crash when I got back from tour. It was like, oh, like I forgot that not every night can I step out into a like screaming auditorium of 500 people,
Sure.
Right.
But I think the huge thing that I learned from it and the like big thing I got out of it, I guess artistically, is I saw a bunch of people, because I always felt like a witness on tour. Like I felt like a guest who was witnessing something.
Right.
Just because like I didn't write the show. I didn't have a hand in writing the show. And Cecil is doing like such incredible work throughout the whole show. And I felt like I was witnessing something. And what I felt I remember like multiple times, like proverbially, not literally, but pinching myself to just say like, I can't believe I get to see this and see how like it does prove like these people, and I say this as a witness, but like these people witnessing all of you guys, these people got here because of hard work, and that was like a really, really, really cool thing to see and be part of.
I agree with you 100% because I have a similar feeling when I go out on tour. Not that everybody, and you'll attest to this as well, that everybody, the entire group it is a family, and you are welcomed and you are brought in and you are not made to feel separate. But there is that thing of like, I'm just on board this train for a couple stops, and I remember the show that we did in San Diego, which I think you were there for, Dylan, back in.
Yeah, that was the first time I met you.
Yes, that's right. And we went out into the lobby afterwards and got like crushed against a wall for 2 hours. And that,
I remember that.
Seeing how we went from that to where the show, like how like slick in the best possible way and well produced, like just how hard everybody worked, and how I hate to use the word machine because I feel like saying the machine is a negative thing, but that machine and how it's been put together.
An artistic machine.
The artistic machine runs so well that it blows my mind, and it's awe-inspiring and inspirational at the same time.
I fully agree. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Well, and speaking of the Night Vale family, you actually have a show on the network, right, Dylan?
Oh, yes. I have a show on the network. It's called Conversations with People Who Hate Me. And I call up some of the people who have said negative things about me on the internet. And other times I moderate conversations between people who have gotten into online negativity with each other.
And if you guys haven't listened to it yet, it really is so beautiful. And sometimes you really have to have the bandwidth to deal with the particular topic at the time.
Yeah, no pressure if you don't have the bandwidth. If you don't have the bandwidth, go fix yourself a really nice snack and do something that makes you feel good.
Right. Self-care is sexy.
Self-care is hot.
Self-care is very sexy. But also, I have to say about the show that these topics are always tough and they're always hard-hitting, but the way that you present it never makes me cringe.
Oh, it never makes me cringe.
It makes me cringe. I feel like that you kind of protect everyone involved. You're especially with the ones where you're moderating. You're really like, you go out of your way to make everyone feel good.
That's my goal. I mean, like, I don't want. It's a really vulnerable thing to agree to get on the phone with someone, like whether you have received it, that's definitely vulnerable. And also if you were the one who wrote it, like it's hard, but yeah, I mean, I'm proud of it. I like doing it.
You should. We were hanging out this weekend and we were talking about it. And Erin McKeown, who's the weather for the show we just did, she was like, I love Dylan's show. It's so important. It's so good. And I was like,
I'm putting that on my tombstone too.
Yeah.
Get ready, guys.
I tell everybody and anybody who asks, like, what podcast should we be listening to? I say yours, and I say yours alone because look, it would be important and wonderful anytime, but particularly this point in history, it is so important to have somebody who you deal with a moment of conflict head on, and you have an honest and open conversation with somebody that's not accusatory. Everybody comes out humanized in the best possible way, and we learn more. It is a great learning experience for how to listen to someone and have a conversation with them, and how to navigate humanity, and that we don't have enough of that in the world. And it's,
you guys, I did not expect this on this little phone
really
call.
We love you, and we actually do listen to your show.
I love you.
Your show
blows me away, and you are an absolute treasure, and the work you've been doing, it's great. Like, one of the best things that has come out of Night Vale is watching your star rise and what you do with the influence you had. I know that's a weird way to put it, but like all the work
I just feel honored. I had no idea we were going to take this sweet little turn.
Yeah.
This is like, I feel like I was taken into like a metaphorical surprise party room.
And we're like, come surprise!
All of these people I really respect are saying nice things that make me feel really good and warm inside. So I'm just going to go cuddle up with a blanket.
We were like, come talk about this episode, The Phone Call, where Jeffrey Craner voices Carlos. And then it's just all an elaborate ruse to get you in a Google Hangout so we could talk about how much we love your work and how much we love you as a person.
And virtually hug you.
Guys, I love you. Get the freak out of here.
All right. Well, then let's talk a little business. What did you think about this episode? You said you took a re-listen.
I took a re-listen. It's like creepy. Also, it's so fascinating to see like Night Vale had its voice from the beginning.
We've been saying that.
Like Night Vale knew exactly what it was, which admittedly means Joseph and Jeffrey knew exactly what it was from the very beginning, which is outrageous, you know?
Like it.
Yeah.
Guys, let's recommend. I have a podcast recommendation. I don't know if your listeners have heard, but there's a podcast called Welcome to Night Vale.
It's pretty good.
And I highly recommend it.
I've been meaning to listen.
I would love if we have listeners to this show that have not listened to Welcome to Night Vale.
Yes.
Wait, what are they?
They're just like, listen to these lovable weirdos.
Hold on, listen. I want to know, if you listen to this show and you do not listen to Welcome to Night Vale, please write in or call in and tell us why.
Yes.
And I don't mean that that's not an accusation. I'm just curious. Like, who'd you...
Hal's like, Jacques!
Yeah, what are you here for?
We gotta know.
What do you tell us? Who's your supplier? Who's the supplier?
What are your intentions?
Yeah.
Honey, we gotta know.
What are your intentions towards our Dylan? We need to know.
Dylan, thank you so much for joining us on Good Morning Night Vale. We'll have to have you back when Carlos starts popping back into the show.
Oh my God, please.
And then we'll just have to have you back because you're, a perfect
cinnamon
teeth
roll.
and hair person.
I'm a perfect cinnamon roll. Deal with it.
You're a perfect cinnamon roll with teeth and hair.
That actually sounds horribly
I'm like one
frightening.
of those cinnamon rolls that like is born with teeth and hair, you know?
Yeah.
That's terrifying. You guys are all perfect queens, and I love and respect all of you. Deal with it.
All right. On that note, thank you all so much for being a friend, and thank you so much for listening to our podcast. Next week, we will be back at you again discussing episode Valentine, where we will hear from Night Vale listeners about their theories, questions, and comments. And as always, good morning, Night Vale. Good morning. Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Hal Lublin, and Meg Bashwiner. It is edited by Grant Stewart. It is mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our guest this week, Dylan Marron. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions, or to tell us which host you think would let you copy their chemistry homework. For more information on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Christy Gressman, Jeffrey Craner, Joseph Fink, and Adam Cecil. Today's adverb. Today's adverb is here. The adverb goes here.